Here's Rosie O'Donnell freaking out so badly. She said, she keeps telling her therapist, like, I don't understand why other people don't see this. Her therapist thinks she's nuts. And, I'm inclined to side with the therapist on that one. But, I could have told you that and I wouldn't have charged you, Rosie.
When people say, I changed my mind, we have to say, welcome back to reality. Let's all be Americans together, right? Because what's happening is not only happening to Democrats, it's happening to everyone. And when the Medicaid cuts go in, old people are going to start to die. What he's done yet hasn't even hit us yet. Right. And if he's not stopped now, we have lost our country. And I don't know, Nicole, how it is that some people cannot see it. My therapist said, why are you so upset? And I said to her, why are you not?
Yeah. Yeah, I have that conversation too, because the gaslighting that I think you're alluding to, if you're a thoughtful, informed person, you do stop and say, well, maybe it is me.
Ooh, yeah, maybe it is you, whatever your name is that hosts a show over on MSNBC and some kind of podcast, which I actually haven't seen up until today. So there you go. New time for everything. Anyway, Rosie is very active on the liberal podcast circuit because she's got to get all these frustrations out. It's like another form of therapy for her, I guess. Maybe the therapist isn't listening enough, so the MSNBC anchor may listen a little bit better to the TDS that is just crippling her. Because you know what's amazing? Check out these poll numbers. Democrats' poll numbers, Dems' poll numbers are just in the, I'll say it, because, I didn't get to talk the bad language earlier. So they're in the toilet, okay? The Democrats' poll numbers are a disaster. And I'm going to show you what this is right now. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen anything so bad as these numbers. Even a few weeks ago, they were bad, but they've just gotten worse. So there's a brand new poll that came out, and I can't wait to show it to you guys because it's like they just can't figure it out. And I think it's because they're trying to overthink sort of how we are, right, as human beings. And I think that they think that they know better and they don't. So here we go. This is the opinion of the Democrat Party right now. Graphic courtesy of Fox. Thank you for that. Let's take a look. Okay, so we've got favorable versus unfavorable. And the unfavorable is more than half the country. Only 30% of Americans view Democrats favorably. So now what do if you're the Democrat Party right about now? I think you kind of have to start saying to yourself, this is not working. This whole let's hate on ICE, let's hate on Trump, let's be all for men playing women's sports. I just don't think that's working for you. And if I were you, I'm going to give you some unsolicited advice here. I'd actually go back to your roots. And by your roots, I mean, think about what was said in the 1995 State of the Union, okay, by Bill Clinton. Because if this was said today, he would be called a fascist by the modern Democrat Party. This is 1995, the State of the Union, and this is where the Democrat Party used to be. And if they can't get back there, those poll numbers are going to keep getting worse.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Okay. Reasonable speech. The problem is Donald Trump gives that speech and they all go wild. You get TDS on steroids with Rosie crying her eyes out every time she gets onto a podcast. And The View doing the same exact thing. And this artist that's going to be playing at the Super Bowl calling Donald Trump bad names in Spanish. It's like a Puerto Rican slur that's even like worse than what you would. I mean, it's a bad word. I'm not going to repeat it, okay? I learned a new word today. Anyway, the truth is that you've got a party that just wants to take him down, period. And they weaponized what they did. Now they're angry because he's turned around and said, well, I can do that too. You know, to play that game. And he's not like holding back. Like they actually tried to like dot their I's and cross their T's. He's like, woohoo, you and you and you and you. And so, you know, I'm going to play you some sound from somebody who I don't really like. And I suspect has some rather unscrupulous morals himself, one Michael Cohen. But Michael Cohen's the former attorney. Remember, he went to jail, for Donald Trump. He was the attorney for, I should say, Donald Trump. And that was that whole Stormy Daniels thing. You know, he got on MSNBC and he pointed this out. It's like nobody wants to hear it, but don't act like this just started yesterday, okay? Because there was weaponization that went on, severe weaponization that went on during the Obama years and during the Biden years. And even, by the way, when Donald Trump was president, because he didn't see it coming. Watch.
You're saying right now is that the Department of Justice under Donald Trump has been weaponized or has not been weaponized?
I think it's been weaponized under more than just Donald Trump. I think it's been weaponized by government for, I don't know, as long as it's been around.
Well, because I think your argument is it was weaponized then by Comey against Donald Trump. That's what you're arguing right now. And so you think that there will be evidence that will show that in court and so thus validate Donald Trump's vendetta against James Comey.
At least I couldn't have said it better.
So there you go. Look, it was a bad time. It was a bad time. And now, you know, it turns around. It's going to be a bad time for them. And what goes around comes around. Again, I want to reiterate that I'm not saying that this is in any way right, but I am saying that you got to fix this situation. You got to fix this situation because otherwise you're just going to have this repeating itself over and over and over and over again. And that is not where we want to be, right? That is not a good place for anyone to be.